Hello, Waterford students. It's Mrs. Durst with her friend Edgar. Hi, Edgar. And his brother, Alan. And the brothers are here today to work on our lesson 3D, which is all about autumn and fall and the colors that will make those seasons really speak to our audience. So I'd love for you to find your lesson 3. I would love for you to find your palette paper that we have been working in, and also find your Seasons in Art fall page, okay? Now you can work in either crayon or colored pencil. I think those two items will work best. Marker gets to be a little difficult when we're trying to blend. So colored pencil or crayon is a great choice. Okay, so let's get the camera rolling. There we go. All right, Edgar, can you just sit down here for a minute? We are going to work in fall today, which is very different than our summer, spring, and winter palettes, okay? What you see today would be some wonderful juicy reds, some amazingly bright oranges, some fabulous yellows and golds, all kinds of browns. You're going to love to put some brown in with all of your colors, I think. I chose one purple here because that's how Monet brought his fall painting really to life, was with some purple in there. So I think I'm going to try that. I've got a sky color, some black, and a muted green. Now you don't see a bright spring green or some really vibrant summer greens, but you're seeing a more muted green there. So let's create our palette. So I am just going to put these colors on my palette here because I want to see how each color I'm about to use works before I touch the pencil or the crayon to my paper. I don't want to experiment with color without seeing how it kind of comes out on a white piece of paper. I want to see how strong my pencil is. I want to see how light or dark a color comes out when I'm using a palette. So this is always a great idea before you make a picture, is to really, I've used you before, use a palette with your work. Now, fun story, when Mrs. Durst was 9 years old, her parents said, "Lisa, what color would you like to paint your room? You can paint it any color you'd like." Well, Mrs. Durst thought about it, and she decided the brightest orange I could find. That's right. Now, my parents followed through with their decision to let me paint my room, and I stuck with my decision to paint it bright orange. I had the most wonderful room, and it was orange for many years, and I loved it. Now, orange is not the choice for everyone, but for me back then, it was fabulous. So today we are going to go back to the scene we've been at for 3 other seasons, and now we're finally here at fall. So I'm going to create my field, my foreground, and my mountains. And because it's fall in Utah, I'm going to make this picture more like a late October picture. That means the leaves on my tree have since come down, all right? They're down on the ground because I want my mountains to really be filled with all kinds of beautiful, vibrant colors like they are here. I'm always amazed to drive by the mountains in a Utah fall to see the kaleidoscope or the tapestry of all of those colors. So also because it's late October, I'm going to draw a pumpkin under this tree. I think this family decided to put a few pumpkins under this tree to carve in a few days. So you start with a skinny oval. Then you create a connected curved line, just like that. And then a smaller connected line. And then you're going to put your stem and you're going to kind of create a pumpkin-y image here. This one's a little better. Okay, so we have one pumpkin, and maybe this family had a wonderful trip to the pumpkin farm, and they brought a couple of pumpkins home to create this wonderful scene. Okay, so I'm going to dive in, and because my leaves have fallen from this tree, I am going to draw this tree in a medium brown. So sunlight is getting through to my tree bark in this picture. Okay, so I am going to take care of making my tree a little lighter than my summer tree, or maybe even my spring tree, because there were leaves and blooms on my spring tree. Okay, so I'm going to draw this a little lighter. Again, remember 1, 2, 3 branches on this one. 1, 2, 3. Over here. Give it a little heft down here near the end, and then 1, 2, 3. Here we go on this branch. 1, 2, and 3. And on this branch, 1, 2, and 3. So there's my tree that's bare of leaves right now because they have fallen. And that's what they should do. Now that I have the outline of my tree, I am going to go to Serious Town on my mountains, which are going to have a kaleidoscope of color. Scrub oaks turn orange in the fall, and the aspens at the top of the mountains turn bright, gleaming yellow and gold. So they are all up there having fun. And then for some crazy reason, maple tree might get up there and create some red hues. And they just work. All these colors on our mountains. You really don't have to worry about it being perfect, right? As Gronk has often told us, it doesn't have to be perfect to be good art. I'm putting green up here because even in the fall, there are some of our trees that do not turn colors. I bet you know what kind of trees I'm thinking of. They are the kind of trees that are green all year long. And boy, did they keep us going when we look up at those mountains. Or our mountains would be totally white in the wintertime. I'm just bringing in all sorts of colors into my magical autumn mountains. Now I'm going to keep working on those mountains, and I will also ask you to bring in lots of colors. I will also add some blue to my sky. Okay, and carefully brush that in, and you'll see that in my final picture. But I'm just brushing in a pretty blue color around my mountains. Okay. Now, in my field, I'm going to wait on that. And here in my foreground, I'm going to find two colors of orange. One is a light orange and one is a dark orange. Okay. So I'm taking the light orange and I'm going to just color, if you can look, just the inner lobes of the pumpkin. Like there's some white all the way around that lobe, right? So I'm just gonna do a little bit of that on each lobe of my pumpkin. Okay. So I'm gonna show you that. Okay. Now take your darker orange and color in those white areas around the light part of that pumpkin. Class 2, you will remember doing something similar when we were all together this fall. So bring that around each lobe. Now, if you really want to make it super fancy, get an even darker orange and just do a little bit at the bottom of your pumpkin. And voila, you have a very 3D pumpkin effect happening there. Okay. Of course, we know our stalks on our pumpkin are green, so we'll get those going. And our plants that grew by this tree have gotten dried out. The sun has baked them through the summer, and now they're a little bit brown or yellowy, which is a great color for fall. So it just makes them look like they're been there a while. Our tree swing is down because it was put away for the season. So we're up close here to the grassy area. So I am going to color this a green, but I'm not going to end with a green on this. Okay. I'm just going to give it a base of green. And then I'm going to take a light brown. And I'm just going to work that into my grass as well, especially around my pumpkins that are kind of sitting here. And this gives my ground some depth. Okay. And the brown kind of indicates to the eye that my grass is ready to go to bed for the winter. Okay. So a fall color palette there. And I will layer those two colors maybe 2 or 3 times while also giving some detail to the grass, such like this. Just quick little strokes to make my grass look very long and reedy. But you can see this is a kind of muted green. It's not very bright at all. I'd call it like olive colored. Now out here in the field, I'm going to say all that grass has gotten cooked by the sun. And I'm going to start with a brown, very light brown treatment to it. And that just starts me off. And all of those grasses got kind of baked to a golden color. These are dark yellows. And I'm going to just work in this field and really work in this dark yellow color. There's not really blooms in the field during fall, not here anyway. But they do take on these gorgeous, rich tones, even in the late autumn. And I might brush in some of these as well. So experiment with this field. You can use oranges, golds, all of those wonderful colors in that part of your picture. Or if you're trying something totally new, that's great too. I would love to see the picture that you come up with. Today, we are going to add Edgar and Alan. Edgar is going to be sitting on this pumpkin, trying to get a rest from all the flying he was doing. All right. And I think Alan is up here in the tree where the nest used to be. They're getting ready to hunker in for the winter. And maybe they have a nest that's in a slightly more protected area further up the mountain. But they're on a beautiful fall day, just hanging out together as brothers. Okay. So take your time with this, and please, if you get a chance, Edgar and Alan would love to see your pictures. Please take a picture and send it to my email. I would so enjoy that. So finish your fall picture, and then one extra little thing. In your packet 3, there's a picture of Flora on the front. I would love for you to put your favorite season behind Flora on the cover of your lesson 3 packet, okay? I hope you have a great day doing art. Take care, and I'll see you soon.